Beneath the shimmering expanse of the South China Sea, a discovery is unfolding, one that could forever alter the course of the Philippines' future. Hidden deep below the waves lies a treasure trove of energy, a vast reservoir of oil and natural gas that has the potential to reshape the nation's destiny and redefine its place in the world. For generations, the Philippines has depended on imported energy to power its cities, industries, and homes. This reliance has left the country exposed to the unpredictable tides of global oil prices, making economic planning a constant challenge and leaving millions vulnerable to sudden spikes in fuel costs. But now, with the discovery of immense oil and gas reserves beneath its own waters, the Philippines stands at the threshold of a new era. These resources are not just abundant, they are game-changing, with the potential to turn the nation into a major energy supplier in Southeast Asia and beyond. Yet, this is more than a story about newfound wealth. It's a story about sovereignty, about the right of a nation to control its own resources. It's about economic freedom, the ability to chart an independent path, and the complex web of global power politics that surrounds every drop of oil. The potential windfall from oil and gas could be transformative. Billions in revenue could be invested in building new roads, modernizing schools, and improving healthcare for millions. It could lift communities out of poverty, create jobs, and spark innovation across the archipelago, fundamentally altering the country's economic trajectory for generations to come. But these riches are not easily claimed. They lie beneath one of the world's most hotly contested maritime regions, where overlapping territorial claims and rising tensions have made the South China Sea a flashpoint for international conflict. The stakes are high, and every move is watched closely by powerful neighbors and global superpowers alike. As the world's media turns its gaze to the Philippines, the nation finds itself at the center of a global conversation. Will it become a beacon of hope for energy independence, or a battleground for competing interests? The eyes of the world are watching as the Philippines prepares to join the exclusive club of oil-producing nations. The emergence of a new oil supplier in the region could send ripples through global supply chains, disrupt established trade routes, and shift the delicate balance of power among nations. The decisions made here will echo far beyond the Philippines' shores, influencing markets and geopolitics worldwide. For the Filipino people, this is more than just an economic opportunity, it is a defining moment. It is a chance to secure a brighter, more prosperous future, to take pride in national achievement, and to claim a rightful place in the 21st century. The story of the Philippines oil is just beginning, and its next chapter will be written by the choices made today, choices that will shape the nation for generations to come. The Reed Bank, or Recto Bank, is the epicenter of this drama, located well within the Philippines' exclusive economic zone. Recent surveys suggest up to 9.2 billion barrels of oil and 216 trillion cubic feet of natural gas lie beneath these waters. These reserves could power the nation for generations, redefining its natural wealth. But the Reed Bank also sits within China's sweeping 9-line claim, turning a geological blessing into a diplomatic minefield. Past attempts to develop the area were stymied by Chinese intimidation and lack of investment. With the Malampaya gas field depleting, developing the Reed Bank has become a national imperative. The Reed Bank discovery comes as the Philippines faces a looming energy crisis. As a net importer, the country spends billions on foreign oil, making it vulnerable to global shocks. The Malampaya gas field, once the backbone of the nation's power supply, is running dry. The Reed Bank offers a lifeline, potentially ending energy dependence and fueling economic growth. Harnessing these resources could fund infrastructure, education, and healthcare, while creating jobs and opportunities. Energy self-sufficiency would stabilize prices and improve lives across the archipelago. The quest to develop the Reed Bank is a national aspiration for a brighter, more secure future. The stakes are nothing less than the country's economic survival. The arrival of up to 9.2 billion barrels of oil from the Philippines would shake the global energy market. A new, non-OPEC supplier could lower prices and reduce the dominance of traditional oil giants. This shift would benefit energy-importing nations and challenge the influence of Russia and OPEC+. The Philippines, aligned with the U.S., could offer allies like Japan and South Korea an alternative to Russian and Middle Eastern oil. OPEC's ability to control prices would be tested by this independent new entrant. The Philippines must overcome technical and financial hurdles, but the potential is too great to ignore. A stable, democratic nation becoming a key energy supplier would reshape global energy politics. The world's energy map may soon be redrawn. The Reed Bank's vast oil and gas reserves have transformed the South China Sea into a critical battleground in the ongoing rivalry between the United States and China. What was once a remote stretch of ocean is now a focal point for global power politics, with both superpowers vying for influence and control. For China, securing these underwater resources is about much more than just energy. It's a matter of national pride, economic security, and strategic dominance. By controlling the Reed Bank, Beijing aims to fuel its booming economy, reduce dependence on foreign energy, and project power across Southeast Asia. To assert its claims, China deploys its Coast Guard and maritime militia, using both intimidation and presence to discourage rival nations from exploring or drilling in these contested waters. These tactics often lead to tense standoffs, raising the risk of conflict. Meanwhile, the United States sees the region as vital to its own interests. By supporting the Philippines and other Southeast Asian nations, Washington seeks to uphold international law, ensure freedom of navigation, and diversify global energy supplies. The U.S. presence is also a direct challenge to China's growing influence. Caught in the middle, the Philippines finds itself at the heart of a high-stakes superpower tug-of-war. Its leaders must carefully balance alliances, weighing the benefits and risks of siding with either Washington or Beijing, all while protecting their own sovereignty and economic interests. Developing the Reed Bank is no longer just an economic project, it's a diplomatic chess game. Every move, from signing exploration deals to hosting energy summits, is closely watched by foreign powers eager to shape the outcome. The waters of the South China Sea have become a geopolitical fault line, where the ambitions and strategies of the world's most powerful nations collide, and where even minor incidents can have global repercussions. The outcome of this struggle will not only determine who controls the Reed Bank, but will also shape the future of the regional order, security, and prosperity for years, if not decades, to come. Facing mounting pressure from Beijing's assertive moves in the South China Sea, the Philippines has taken decisive steps to revitalize its long-standing alliance with the United States. This renewed partnership is not just a reaction to external threats, but a strategic recalibration of Manila's foreign policy, aiming to secure its sovereignty and national interest in an increasingly complex region. Under President Ferdinand Marcos Jr., Manila has made a clear pivot away from its previous engagement with China, choosing instead to deepen security and diplomatic ties with Washington. This shift marks a significant departure from the policies of the previous administration, signaling a renewed commitment to the U.S.-Philippine alliance. At the heart of this partnership is the 1951 Mutual Defense Treaty, which now serves as the backbone for joint efforts to secure the resource-rich West Philippine Sea. With tensions rising over disputed waters, the treaty's relevance has never been more apparent, providing a framework for collective defense and regional stability. High-level meetings, expanded U.S. access to Philippine military bases, and regular joint exercises have all contributed to a stronger, more integrated military partnership. These efforts are designed not only to deter aggression, but also to build trust and interoperability between the two nations' armed forces. Beyond security, American investment and advanced technology are now seen as crucial for unlocking the vast energy potential of the Reed Bank. The development of these resources could transform the Philippine economy, reducing dependence on foreign energy and creating new opportunities for growth. U.S. energy firms bring not only expertise and capital, but also a commitment to responsible development. Meanwhile, joint naval patrols are being considered to ensure the safety of drilling operations, protecting both investments and the environment. This multifaceted partnership offers the Philippines both enhanced security and significant economic opportunity, while the United States gains a reliable and strategic ally in the Indo-Pacific, an increasingly vital region for global trade and stability. The alliance is evolving into a modern, forward-looking partnership, focused on addressing shared challenges such as maritime security, energy independence, and technological innovation. Both nations are working together to adapt to new realities and ensure mutual prosperity. If successful, the peaceful and sustainable development of the Reed Bank could stand as the crowning achievement of this renewed alliance, setting a precedent for cooperation in the region and beyond. Together, Manila and Washington are not only shaping a new chapter in regional security and prosperity, but also building a partnership that could define the future of the Indo-Pacific for generations to come. China's unyielding opposition is the biggest obstacle to the Philippines' oil ambitions. Beijing claims the Reed Bank as its own, backing its stance with a powerful coast guard and maritime militia. Chinese forces use intimidation to block Philippine exploration, creating a constant risk of escalation. The Philippine Navy is outmatched, making unilateral development risky. Past joint ventures with China failed due to sovereignty disputes and legal challenges. The Supreme Court has ruled against such deals, complicating future cooperation. The Philippines must assert its rights under international law while building a credible security posture with allies. The goal: make Chinese interference too costly, persuading Beijing to allow peaceful development. Navigating this challenge will test Philippine diplomacy and resolve. Beyond geopolitics, the Philippines faces tough domestic hurdles to becoming an oil power. Constitutional limits on foreign ownership have deterred investment and expertise. The Marcos Jr. administration is pushing for reforms to attract foreign capital and technology. These changes face political resistance but are vital for deep-water drilling. The country also lacks the industrial capacity and skilled workforce for such a massive project. Infrastructure, training, and technology transfer will require time and investment. Corruption and governance issues threaten to squander the potential windfall. Only with transparency and accountability can oil wealth benefit all Filipinos. The Philippines stands at a crossroads, with the Reed Bank's riches offering a chance for transformation. A successful oil boom could end energy dependency and fund real progress against poverty. But the path is fraught with geopolitical and domestic challenges. Navigating U.S.-China rivalry and reforming domestic laws are essential. The true test will be turning oil revenue into tangible improvements for ordinary Filipinos. Good governance and long-term vision are crucial to avoid the resource curse. The discovery is a test of the nation's diplomatic skill, political maturity, and integrity. The choices made now will determine if this opportunity leads to prosperity or conflict. For the first time in a generation, the Philippines has a real chance to reshape its future, if it can seize it.